I was a sacristan for Father Lay. In those days, each priest said a private mass in the morning, beside the chapel mass. So I would be in his chapel, and I had a prie-dieu right here, and look out, and here's the traffic, and here's the row houses right across the street. And every morning you set up the vestments, all that sort of stuff. It was, again, everybody did an individual mass. There was no concelebration at that point. Nothing yet. And he was one of the philosophy professors. He was just an absolute genius, and he was a comic as he went along too. What a delightful person. But he was, you just wondered what kind of gifts did God give this man that could think in those ways, way ahead of me, I'll tell you that. Way ahead of me.
Remember the car he had?
Yes, Citroen, is that what they call it? Peugeot. Yeah, and it had a weird shape, and he used to talk to it. And I guess it would rise up or something. I forget. There was something strange about it. But that was his pet, and he talked about it all the time. Like it was his family member or something like that. Of course, they were all under that covering. We played handball and softball, and of course outside the ball field, again, more row houses across the street. And every once in a while, the ball would go out, and they let you go get the ball. Otherwise, you stay in. But when you go out, and then there was a lady across the street, Irene. She was like somebody we all knew. We used to sing goodnight, Irene, to her at the end of the school year and everything else. But when the ball went out and you went after the ball, she's, come on, now's your chance to get away. Go for it. Run, get away. First, then there was a cemetery right up in the corner, and there were no burials there while we were there that I'm aware of. Of course, I remember Carlton Sage, Bill Lee, Bill Flynn, Father Geetson, public speaking. Did he teach us how to prepare a homily, how to give it. He had 3 recording booths underneath the stairwell, and he expects you to spend half an hour every week in there taping a reading or a little talk you're going to give, etc. And he would be listening in because he had a TV studio, and he could focus in. Okay, stop you, go on back, try that again, etc., etc. Then when you had your public speaking class that week, you were on TV, and he was monitoring you from another part of the building. And he could stop you, go back, I like this, I like that. It was just amazing, way ahead of his time with that technology. He bought the camera and all that stuff from Navy surplus because he was in the Navy. And he was just wonderfully talented preacher himself. Knew how to not just read something, but emphasize it and enunciate it and dramatize it and everything else. Again, I had great memories of all the professors. Say Father Sage, Father Flynn, Father DiNardo from Educational Psychology, Joe Law, Educational Psychology. All these names are coming back now. Yep, and there's not a negative thought in them. The memories and the values that these Sulpicians gave to us. I think every one of us would have to say they were extraordinary men doing an extraordinary job. Gosh, the church has sure changed. If you told me 50 years ago it would look like this today, I wouldn't have believed it. But I'm glad I went along for the ride. I'll tell you, I had no regrets at all about it. But as I was going to say, 72 of us left Roland Park 50 years ago today. Not this, in this period of time. Yeah, right. 50 years ago. Changed forever. Changed forever. Every one of us changed forever.